Welcome to the It's Always Saturday podcast, because when you're with the boys, it's always Saturday.
Yeah, you got your boys, Ian Hall and Spencer Ahern, back on the mic.
Back on that mic.
Always on the mic.
Always on. Except when we're not.
Yeah, you want to turn on your laptop real quick?
Oh, that's good.
Always prepared.
Always. We never are not prepared.
Exactly. It's legally speaking.
Yeah.
We only speak legally.
Yeah.
We are lawyers, and you can quote us on anything we say in court. And you should. Man's literally lost connection.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, and also for the audio listeners, if at any point in time you hear like a it's me taking my inhaler because I'm dying.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So put the creator dashboard? You got a little for again the visual viewers, because as is implied with the word viewer, we got some new stuff on the overlay, the stuff above us, and let's see if I can over here. Wow, look at me go right around the dong area.
Yes, yes.
The most important one.
Exactly.
You want to kick off with the topic?
Oh, for sure. Okay, so this is wild, but I'm also not surprised because it is the government.
Oh, okay.
So, so the CIA, I can't remember. I think it was like back in the 60s or 70s.
Okay.
Used to like mega dose people with LSD.
You know what's whack? We talked about this exactly today in my psychology class.
Oh, okay.
A little bit, like the CIA experiments in general. Not
Okay.
the LSD stuff specifically, but yeah.
Yeah,
So go
they
on.
used to mega dose people with LSD.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem was that because they were giving people such high doses and like over and over and over and over, like I read that they died, or I heard from the JRE.
I personally actually died.
They dosed someone 77 days straight on like a huge dose of LSD, and so people stopped volunteering to do it, obviously, because that's not
they're
healthy.
losers. Bro, free LSD?
I've been on LSD for the past 5 years.
Bro. I believe that is not only ethical, it should be encouraged. What about you?
Well, there's the second part, which is even crazier. So people like stopped wanting to do it. And so instead of just being like, oh, well, we have no people to do this, so we can't do it, the CIA decided that they were going to put prostitutes on their payroll, and the prostitutes would go out and get clients and bring them back to like special designated CIA hotel rooms, and they would the prostitutes would dose the male with LSD, and then the CIA would just watch them fuck.
I mean, like,
And
we judge, but who has?
yeah, really.
If you haven't paid a prostitute to have sex with somebody else after having drugged them, wait, would they drug the prostitutes or the people the prostitutes got?
They drugged the people the prostitutes got.
Okay. Again, I feel like we should really be encouraging this in schools. If they have a mouth, it should be consuming LSD constantly. And if it's not, just remove it.
Yeah,
I feel like
there's
so many other options with mouths.
You know what? One of the craziest things about it was, you know what it was called?
What was it called?
Operation Midnight Climax.
So they knew what they were
Yeah.
doing.
Oh, they
knew. They
knew.
That is fantastic and deeply unfortunate.
I don't know about unfortunate.
Oh, we got some chatters going on. Let's say hi to the Bamboozler. The gamers are up. That is what's up, Bamboozler. There is... Dad's friend has returned.
Hell yeah, welcome back.
In agreement with my plan to give everyone LSD, especially minors.
Yes.
Legally not correct, but morally it is.
Yes.
I have a theory about caffeine and coffee.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think that anybody that says they enjoy coffee is lying, definitively.
You think so?
Yes, because I've been trying new coffees lately.
Okay.
I don't drink coffee very much. I don't enjoy it a crazy amount, but I thought I should probably try this more, because I'm a tired student that's doing their best. And I'm vibing. And I tried a thing called an iced Americano.
Okay.
And after I ordered it, the person I was meeting for coffee turned to me and went, ooh, that's really bitter. And I was like, it's not that bad. And it just tasted like ass. It was so bad. So But all coffee tastes like that. You agree? You don't like coffee?
Yeah, I'm not like actively trying it like Spencer is, but yeah, I'm not a fan of coffee.
Yeah, it's because it does not taste good, like definitively.
No.
And it tastes good if you put a mega dose of like sugar and milk into it. And that's the only reason it's bearable. But typically, Ian. For any audio listeners, that was Ian's ass. That was not a burp. That's just the sound that just comes out of the other end on occasion.
Yeah.
It is terrifying.
Do you think that people like? Do you think everyone, when they first try coffee, doesn't like it, and slowly they just like become accustomed to the taste and get addicted to the caffeine, or like?
I think it's like a flavor Stockholm syndrome. Like they believe it's a necessary thing, so they convince themselves they like it.
Okay,
that's my theory, because it's just not good. It's just objectively, it's a bean that tastes like shit. And then you boil it and you get shit water. It makes you go really fast.
I concur.
But it's just bad.
Have you guys ever seen... Chatters know what's up. Have you guys ever seen that episode of All Hail King Julian? He just gets his whole kingdom addicted to coffee. It's an epic episode. Check it out, gamers.
Yo, okay. Any King Julians in chat?
Yeah, do we have a King Julian in chat?
I remember in my high school social class, the teacher we had, very strange guy. Most people believed he made a deal with God to know everything, but only to be able to convey it in the most boring way possible. Because he knew everything. Anything he talked about, he could just spill it. And one of the things he was talking about was how, as drinks have changed through history, it's sort of shaped the culture. Like during the Greek era, of when people were just sort of, hanging out, that's when wine first became like a really big thing.
Okay.
And then I believe due to trade around the time of industrialization, and I think maybe earlier, but around that era is when coffee started to become introduced during trade, because I don't think coffee naturally grows in Europe.
No, I don't think so.
So yeah, they got more trade from globalization and stuff. And they're like, we can do things so fucking fast, guys. And even our culture now, it's fueled by coffee. The idea that you can work more, you can sleep less, and you just drink this, shit bean water. Mm-hmm. Is that what Beanos is? Is that what Beanos represents?
Is that what Beanos he represents? The coffee epidemic.
It's a sickness. They should be put down.
I listen to this different podcast.
There's no other podcast. You can't talk about other podcasts.
And there's the sleep expert on, and he was talking about how everyone how the percent of the population that can survive on 6 hours of sleep or less, round to a whole number, is 0. And everyone needs at least 7 to 9 hours. Obviously, if you're just trying to get by during the day, you would only need 7. But if you're an athlete who's trying to perform, you probably need the 8 or 9. And he was saying how when daylight savings occurs every year and you lose 1 hour of sleep, heart attacks go up by 24%. And then when you gain an hour of sleep, when they switch it back, heart attacks go down by 21%.
Yeah, I feel a lot of people really underestimate sleep.
Yeah.
Because it is, it's important. I don't get how people... Well, I also remember in junior high, I survived for about a month, getting about 3 hours of sleep a night. But there's also around the time that I may or may not have had a unrealized painkiller addiction.
Oh.
So it was a wild month, I'll be real. So we've all been there.
Yeah, really. We've all been accidentally addicted to painkillers.
I feel like the reasoning of why he said it had to be 7 to 9 is that he did not have the courage to go in front of a group of people and say, you can survive with 6 to 9. Fuck. As soon as he goes out there saying 6 to 9 hours, people think they have to sleep. In that position, it's required. That's the only way to get a good night's sleep, is with somebody reverse flipped on top of you. And it helps,
Yeah.
You know those Tempur-Pedic pillows? Don't need it if you got a person.
Exactly.
people are like jigsaw puzzles, and you can just stack them and intertwine.
I think we'll start a mattress company where we just sell
people?
you people. Yeah.
Oh, that's. I think there's like a movie where they kind of did that, where it was like a manure company. It was so like top tier manure, but it was just cut up dead people.
Oh.
I remember like seeing that as a little kid, the trailer for it, and being like, that is fuck. That's whack. Oh yeah, also as promised, I said I'd shout out our co-worker Mackenzie, who roasted us all day at work about the podcast.
I don't endorse this shout out.
I'm aware you don't, but I think it's funny, so I'm gonna, because she said that you were very bothered by her criticizing it. You look so sad now.
Yeah.
I mean, the first episode was like...
Isn't
it?
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, go to the next episode.
I think this is going to be a regular segment on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Anna from Frozen is a horny bitch. We're taking it back all the way to the first Frozen. So,
mm-hmm. We're going back to first Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen number 1. So, Anna is like locked in this, like in the castle because like her parents are dead, and her sister's like, close the gates because I'm gonna kill people with my ice powers. And so Anna is just like horny the whole time that she's in this castle, but there's nothing to fuck. And so
Jesus Christ.
And so she sings that whole song where she's like talking about how she's so happy that the like palace gates are open because she's looking to fuck.
Yeah, no doubt. And then she quickly fell into, a life of drugs, crime, became a prostitute, and then the CIA actually hired her to get people to take LSD.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that after credits.
That was a turn.
Yeah, I remember they had Let It Go playing, the credits scroll by, Olaf did a little jig, and then just graphic scene. We had to stay 20 minutes after. It was just, it was strange.
She just straight up tried to fuck the first guy that she found. And I think that it's a theme. Anna is a horny bitch in Frozen 1. Kristoff is trying to lock down some pussy in Frozen 2. And now in Frozen 3, Olaf will be attempting to secure the bag.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, Frozen 3, Rise of the Simps.
Yes,
no
Rise
doubt.
of the... Because you see Olaf simping after Elsa. You see it.
He is Snow, and she is the Snow person.
Yes.
So I feel like it has to.
Yeah.
Do you think Snow in general is horny? Because we got a dump of Snow, and it looking kind of thick. So I'm just wondering if it's reciprocating what I'm feeling.
Yeah,
I've seen that Snow. It's a little pale, but it's there and it's thick.
Yeah.
Like me, in a lot of ways.
What was I going to say? How about that fight?
Oh, yeah, the Conor McGregor person.
So good.
Cowboy Cerrone. I also usually say Cerrone because I just think macaroni if I say his name correct.
I mean...
What a guy.
Yeah, that was... I think the UFC missed a bit of an opportunity there because even though I'm a fan of the sport and I do it myself, but I found the undercards as well as some of the main cards to be a bit boring, and I feel like that's a missed opportunity for the UFC because with Conor McGregor you get all those extra eyes that are usually watching that usually aren't watching. Yeah, and so you can use that opportunity to make sure that they are watching next time when Conor McGregor isn't fighting because they saw other exciting fights that weren't Conor McGregor.
Yeah, there were some good fights that night. I did enjoy, for the ones that we did see with the Fight Pass and then the regular it's the main card, it's not the preliminaries. And yeah, they were good. The Holly Holm fight, I remember watching it. It was just 15 minutes of two women just kind of of course it's technically if you were to analyze it from an informed perspective, you think it was cool, but I'm not informed, and I thought it was boring, and I'm the audience. So, it was all right though. It was a time and a half, waiting 6 hours for a 40-second fight.
Yeah,
but such is the way of life.
So that's how it goes. I really I enjoy a good like a 5-round like
Mhm.
fight is like always good. And they're really like those are the most entertaining fights. But every once in a while, you just sneak in a quickie like that. It's like it gets them going.
Well, because it had like off the bat, it had the looks of being like I think Conor didn't want to last, but off the bat, it looked like because he. I'm thinking of the other fight where that one dude just like jumped in right away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, because for the people that hadn't seen the fight, it lasted 40 seconds. The two immediately got into like a clinch type grapple. And then Conor's like, well, my shoulder's in front of your face. And they started bashing him in the face with his shoulder. Went back, kneed him in the head, kicked him around, punched him. And then the ref was like, this guy's like dying.
Yeah.
And then that was the fight, 40 seconds. And it was a very entertaining 40 seconds.
It was. And one of the things that was like kind of like cool for if you're a Conor fan is that he actually head kicked Cowboy, which was what like staggered him and got him down to allow Conor to start just hammering him.
Yeah, and for again the people that don't watch, like the head kick is like a pretty big move for Cowboy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying is that Cowboy actually holds the record for the most head kick knockouts in UFC history. So for Conor to be able to land that on the guy who does it the most is pretty.
It's kind of like that was just showing off, but
yeah, it's like it's a bit of an Uno reverse.
It's like you could have punched him there. But you just railed him with your ankle.
Yeah.
And I respect the hustle.
Yeah.
We're just doing good. Ooh, let's read the chat real quick.
Janer Porter says, if you use UFC real or fake,
UFC is very real.
It's very real.
There is a lot of blood. It's a very real sport. What I like about UFC is it's like I view it as like the oldest sport. Because when you look at like the first Olympics were just naked dudes tearing each other's eyelids off, beating the shit out of each other while wrestling. So hell yeah. But WWE is the fake one. UFC is for like actual people get severely injured fighting.
Yeah.
Any other interesting little tidbits in chat?
The Bamboozler is claiming that he will speak truth to us when we have him on the podcast.
Oh yeah, we're going to be featuring Bamboozler on the next podcast, aka Caleb.
Yeah, he'll be a gamer on the next one.
What level of like simp would you put him at personally?
Are we doing like stars or like 1 to 10?
I'm saying let's do stars.
Stars?
I think that's funnier.
I think he's
like a 5-star simp is like mega simp.
Mega simp.
Like a 1-star simp is like they can like get some.
He's a 4-star simp.
He's
a 4-star simp.
Just a real fit for the boys.
Yeah. You see, and really, I would say normally he's about a 1-star simp, but when me and Spencer's thick ass are around him, it ramps right up.
It's all about relative simplicity.
Yes.
It's just how it be.
Yeah.
We don't have to, but do you want to address the reporting issue with the last episode? Because I think that's funny.
Oh, it is pretty funny. So if you guys watched the last episode, you saw there was a user who was avidly trying to fuck me.
It was uncomfortable for a little bit.
I wasn't uncomfortable, but
I just felt like I was third wheeling with you and some dude in chat.
Anyways, we like continued the podcast, and he he was coming on real strong. Anyways, we got onto the subject of drag queens. Turns out he was a drag queen, and I think what got him upset was that we said that drag queens shouldn't be around kids because drag queens generally have like a sexual nature to them, and anything sexual shouldn't be around kids. Yeah, like
because I remember basically what had happened was when they were in the chat, they were just saying, "I want to fuck you," not directly, but basically, talk about how we were Scorpios and how that's relevant. And then we were talking about that, and then they had a very graceful exit.
Yes.
Where they just said, "I'm not comfortable, I'm going to leave." And I respected that a lot. And then they DM'd us saying, "Lol, I've reported you." But also, drag queens isn't like a race, gender, or sexuality. It's a hobby that can also be a profession. And we were just saying like sexual stuff in general. Like, you wouldn't take a kid to a strip show.
No.
Like, a dude with massive fake tits also isn't great.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't, like, if somebody that's just, like, a man that's wearing a skirt, that's not threatening. That's not the same thing. Like, a dude in a skirt is pretty non-threatening. Because what are they going to do? Chase you? They're going to trip. Like, come on.
They're going to trip.
They're going to trip. So, just, like, This is strange. We also then proceed to talk about all the times that we've been in skirts.
Your dad's friend, that was pretty hot, not gonna lie.
Yeah, your dad's friend was there, and they're into it.
Fuck you, man. My dad takes me to the male strip club all the time.
You're also not an infant bamboozler.
Yeah. Bamboozler,
as much as we wish you were.
Yeah.
We got somebody that we got another person, King Pastro, that is also
going to the male strip club.
Also,
with his
apparently, an infant that goes to the strip club with their dad, which I respect deeply.
Yeah.
I feel like more dads should take their sons to gay strip clubs, especially if they're both avidly heterosexual.
Oh yes.
It's I think that it should be law.
A legal requirement.
As somewhat libertarian as I am, I do identify as a socialist libertarian, which just I think I'm just internally conflicted a lot of the time.
Oh my god! Your dad's friend says my dad just beats me.
Oh, no. I mean, hell yeah, homie! Like, we respect all forms of relationships. Especially abusive ones. I feel like those are really the ones that build character. And get that abusive bread, homie. But also, if that's not a joke, seek help.
Yeah. I'll fight your dad for you.
He will, no doubt. You would.
I would.
He would. He'd probably win too. We got a long comment from King Pastro. Brought the bare bones package and not the one that comes with the male strip club bonus. I think just men against men in any context, whether it is in conflict or in love, I feel like should just be encouraged. Do you want to do a new topic, or you want to keep going?
I kind of want to go back to something that you said. You think that combat is like the oldest sport, and I would actually agree. I think combat in terms of like fighting, as well as like picking up really, really heavy things a bunch of times. I feel like those resonate with everyone around the world. Like football, like the NFL, the CFL. Okay. It's more like a cultural thing. That's how we express our athleticism in the United States and Canada more so, as well as and versus in Europe it's soccer and they play cricket over there, I think.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but mostly
they don't call it football; they call it football.
But you get so many, like, fighters come from all different places because fighting isn't a cultural thing. Like, people have different styles. Like, there's like the Mexican style of boxing. There's like Muay Thai, which actually comes from Thailand. But fighting itself, you don't get vast majority of the NFL is from America. But with fighting, you don't get that. And the same with strength sports. You get from all around the world because it's not a cultural thing. It's something that I believe is like built into us at a genetic level.
I agree. I'm glad that you've finally come full circle and become just an absolute commie globalist that not only goes to international events. You commie fuck.
Dang.
And because looking at it, like, people have always hit things and they've always had to move things. Yeah. Like, basically, now we'll have the Olympics. Before, we just had war. So, basically the same concept. Yeah. And that's what really matters, deep down, is war. I mean, I'm opposed to war, but I'm in favor of individuals fighting each other.
Which is why the U.S. military just spent like $2 trillion upgrading their military. Bless them. Bless them. Bless Donald Trump.
Yeah, homeboy Trump, know you in chat.
We know you in chat.
We know you in chat. Hope that trial goes all right. Mitch McConnell looks like a weird, ugly turtle, and everybody knows it. Let's just say it. We were all thinking it.
We here at the It's Always Sunny podcast pride ourselves on saying what everyone is thinking.
Exactly. Like, that man enters a room, and, like, his neck drags in 2 minutes later. You know? Like, he's having a rough go. Speaking of men, I had seen a very interesting news report.
Okay.
So you know Elon Musk,
Mhm.
of course. He wants to start doing moon tourism, which I think is really cool.
I love capitalism.
I'm alright
Holy
with it.
shit. That is one of the greatest things I've ever heard in my entire life.
Ian, it gets so much
Oh
better.
my gosh.
It gets so much
Okay.
better. So, a Japanese billionaire that was very famous. I think he's a fashion designer, but also does painting and art. Anyway, Japanese billionaire. Not only does he buy a seat, he buys every single seat on the first flight. And then he's going to like hold contests to give them out to artists for inspiration, like painters and writers and architects, which is dope as hell. But there's another layer. He also wants to hold a contest to find a wife to take with him. He's going to host a Japanese game show to find a wife to give her the ticket to go with him on a tour to the moon, which is just baller. There's also this picture of him just like sitting on Elon Musk's shoulders, which is hilarious. But isn't that just the most glorious thing?
That is one of the single greatest things I've ever heard in my entire life. I think I just nutted.
I can confirm. There's just a lot of wetness. It's cut off in frame, and the audio listeners, all you probably heard was just a slosh on the ground. But yeah, no, I think that is just glorious.
That is one of the greatest things I
do not
ever
remember
heard.
his
Oh
name.
My gosh.
But I think it was either like CTV or Global News or
So
whatever.
he bought the first tour that's going to the moon. He has every ticket.
Every single ticket.
How much does the ticket cost?
I'm gonna guess about $10,000.
That's a flex.
But because I remember from when Elon Musk did a presentation on getting people to go to the moon and colonize. His plan was he was going to make a ticket cost about $250,000.
Mm-hmm.
Because his thought process was, well, if you're going to move to Mars, you probably are going to pay for about the same as like a reasonably priced house.
Yeah.
So, man's going to the Mars. So I figure moon is going to be about $10,000. It could be $100,000 though. No matter what, he can afford it.
Yeah.
He is very, very rich. And I feel like that's capitalism at its best.
Yes, that is capitalism at its absolute best. For those of you who don't know, what gets me hot and bothered is capitalism and bullying.
That is very
capitalism and bullying.
When we were talking about earlier the issue with the gay man reporting us for saying children shouldn't go to strip clubs, I had to convince Ian not to assault this man verbally in chat. Because yeah, you were heated.
I was a little bit heated. I wasn't going to assault him in chat. I was just going to ask him
to fuck off.
Yeah, a little bit. Just like, yeah. I don't take shit from anyone.
And honestly, nobody should.
Yeah.
Most people do, and they really shouldn't.
Yeah.
You got any interesting chats at the moment?
Oxygen is the extra cost, says the Bamboozler.
King Pasture says even the moon has DLC. Man, that is a rough go. Don't click the fucking water bottle, Ian. I didn't mean to put you down that much. I'm going to quickly check the Instagram. This is going to go poorly if nobody's made a suggestion.
Oh,
but
I have
check if anybody made a suggestion. Oh no, I'm just checking to see if there is one.
Okay.
Few responses. There's a man has requested Minecraft v Terraria 2 weeks in a row.
Who was that?
It's a dude from my German class. I maintain that Terraria is Minecraft for simps, and that's all it is. It is. Well, because it's more flat. I think it's visually less interesting. It's more about like a simulation of constructing things, even though it's like flat. Minecraft is more about exploring an environment.
Okay.
That's my opinion on it. I know that you're a mega gamer that doesn't just play Halo.
As someone who has never played either of these games,
you must have a strong opinion.
Yes, a very strong opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I know how Minecraft works. So, like, that's pretty epic, you know, like explore with your dog, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Terraria,
take a guess.
It sounds like terrarium, which is close to aquarium.
Yep.
Which means that this game is about walking around in an aquarium with a sniper rifle and seeing how many of those epic 360 no-scopes you can get. And so, as the avid MLG gamer that I am, I have to go with Terraria.
That is very fair. So we will. You know what? I think that we'll leave it at that on this podcast. We have 1 vote for Terraria, 1 vote for Minecraft.
We'll have Bamboozler on next, and he can break the tie.
You know what? Perfect. We'll leave it as a stalemate. We'll have that as the opening topic in the next podcast.
Yeah.
Epic. Oh, do you have another topic that you want to go to?
I did.
Amazing.
I'll just
you got double check what it is.
Yeah.
In the meantime, politics.
Okay.
I don't believe in it.
So, I was recently watching Lilo and Stitch with one of the kids from Robin Hood. And I don't know if any of you have recently seen Lilo and Stitch.
Is it still going?
What do you mean?
Like, are they still making new episodes, or is it
Lilo
like
and
rerun?
Stitch is a movie.
Wasn't it also a TV show?
I never heard about the TV show, but it's quite possible that it was a TV show. It's a banger movie. Top
strongly
tier
agree.
movie.
Strongly.
One of the best Disney movies, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Especially from that golden era.
Golden.
Anyways, in it, Stitch creates an IED and throws it at this other alien, and I just loved it. I was a bit thrown off because it is a children's movie, and they show him constructing the IED,
and I think like that really set up the modern era.
Yes,
of just the violence,
illegal alien terrorists.
I mean, like, God bless America. So glad again we peak viewers when you say illegal immigration terrorism. Whenever we say the worst things is when the most people are here. Also, we got people here. Be sure to follow the channel. We got the link, the Instagram information at the top around here. We're vibing. We're doing great. And for anybody in chat that's definitely not me that doesn't know what an IED is, what's an IED?
It's an improvised explosive device.
I was thinking an intercontinental explosive donkey. Speaking of Donkey, great YouTuber. Most people have probably heard of him, but quality stuff. Really good entertainment. New topic?
You know what makes me full of rage?
Most things, really.
Memes used to advertise a product.
I agree. It's never enjoyable.
It's the worst thing ever.
Speaking of, have you heard of Raid Shadow Legends?
That one's okay because that one was an ad that got turned into a meme. I'm talking about a meme being made with the explicit purpose of advertising something.
I think that one, was it Arby's or was it Wendy's that had it where, oh, you're gonna get a burger. We'll get a burger like the memer. And then he's like holding up a burger. I've never
seen that one.
And he's like, this came out in like 2017.
Oh. Okay.
And he was like, well, it's still not excusable. Because the man was holding a burger and he's like, get a burger like a boss. And I was like, bro, what is that? That is horrendous.
After that man made that ad, he was immediately taken out to the back of the Wendy's and shot.
One can only hope. That is another classic example of terrorism done by illegal immigrants.
Well, like, there's that one that's going on right now, and it's like McDonald's right now is trying to create like a controversy, and it's not working because
no one cares.
Yeah, no one. Well, no one cares, and they give away the answer in the question, and they said, "Is a Big Mac with bacon still a Big Mac?" Well, you just called it a Big Mac with bacon.
Yeah. Like,
so it's still a Big Mac.
Is a sandal with a foot in it still a sandal?
Bro!
No. It's transcended sandalhood. It has become a new thing.
It's a fandle.
Oh, fuck. I think we need to get the CIA on it. We need to get some LSD in those sandals.
Yes.
I need to figure it out.
CIA on it.
CIA. Any CIAs in chat?
Is the CIA watching?
I think, your girl 14 sees, I can't stand commercials, bro. I will not listen to the radio. I can't stand the radio.
Shout out your girl 14Cs. I know who you are.
Is that they from work or is they just casual friends?
Oh no, it's 4Cs. It's not 14. It's 4Cs. I know her from a previous job. Shout out.
Oh, 4Cs.
4Cs.
4Cs. I know you. I don't know you. Not weird. Sorry. That was terrible. That's the worst impression. I know you. I've heard legend of the 4Cs. The holy quadrat of C's. We vibing.
Yeah.
I'm slowly learning Bulgarian.
Oh.
The Bulgarian word for square is quadrat. I know that because my Bulgarian girlfriend called me a square in Bulgarian. And that's how we vibe. That's just how we live.
That's how we do.
That's
really.
how deep down.
Yeah.
In Funky Town, where gamers reside and people die.
Yeah.
Or at least we can hope.
I mean, one can really only hope that death is taking place constantly.
And you know what I think? I think we should slap in a new topic. What is the worst injury you've ever had?
Probably my concussion.
Yes, which Ian had at a very young age, which explains a lot.
Yes,
but
I have brain damage. No, so this is the lamest story ever on to get a concussion. I was sitting this was in grade 5 in science class. Science teacher hated me. It's because I was better at music than her, and she was also the music teacher.
You view that about most people.
Anyways, so I was sitting in grade 5.
I'm going to write a note real quick. You tell your story.
I was just chilling in grade 5. You know how I be. Do my science work because I'm a genius. I was solving quadratic equations left and right.
I just punched my fucking monitor.
So I dropped my pencil because I'm a Neanderthal, and I lean down to go get it. And we're sitting in tables, and I hit my knee off of the table leg, and that it directly hits a nerve, and it sent a shock up. This is how the doctor described it. It sent a shock up through my heart, which caused my heart to periodically stop.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it was wild. They said it either periodically stopped or skipped a beat, and so your boy just passed out, smashed his head on the floor, and that's how I got a concussion.
That's not at all the story that I heard and have believed for the past 2 years.
Oh, what?
I thought that you got your concussion from your skating or something, and then you tripped on your skate and slid headfirst into the sideboard.
I have done that, but I wasn't. I was not concussed.
And that's fair. That's wild.
Yeah.
I also had a concussion, but that was about 2 years ago, and was not nearly as dramatic as my heart stopping momentarily. I just didn't catch a basketball and hit me in the head.
I remember that because
you were there.
I threw that basketball.
He did not. But I wish you had, because then I would have died on sight. And it's also because I was already a trained lifeguard at that point in time, and I remember a key thing that's being told to people that's being trained with concussions is, if you suspect somebody has a concussion, they need to sit down and not do anything for a little bit. If they're playing a sport, they get hit in the head, they need to not keep playing. Mm-hmm. But then I remember I got hit in the head really hard, and I was I got hit square in the lip. Lip was numb for a half hour.
Nice.
And I was vibing. And then I was sick, I'm going to keep playing. My head hurts. And then I got hit in the head again when somebody missed a shot and it bounced and hit me in the head. And then after the game, I was I got a headache. I got a headache. And then I got tested, and they're yeah, you got concussion. And they're that's a rough go, cuz. Concussion gang.
Concussion gang. Let us know in chat if you've ever had a concussion.
Yeah, that'd be any concussion stories in chat.
Yeah. I had the most humbling moment of my athletic career. Was I was practicing. I was doing jiu-jitsu, and
so this is a week ago.
Oh, this was a while back. This is when I first started jiu-jitsu. All right. So this was a while back, probably over a year now. And so I and we're rolling, and we keep rotating every 2 minutes, I think. So we roll with someone new every 2 minutes, just so you can get because different people try different things, so you can expand your what you want to know. And I go to roll with this woman, and it's no gi jiu-jitsu, so I can't see what level people are, because otherwise, if it was gi jiu-jitsu, I could see their belt, and so I would know how experienced they were. And so it's no gi jiu-jitsu, so I go to roll with this probably 5'3", 100-pound lady. Mm-hmm. And so I've been doing pretty good in class, considering that this was my first jiu-jitsu class. I've been doing pretty well. and this little 100-pound lady who I probably had like 60, 70 pounds on at the time just flipped me the fuck around. Just like was putting me in chokes, and I was like, and as all of this is happening, so I'm just getting flipped around by this little 100-pound lady. The Muay Thai class that is about to be next is warming up and watching me get demolished by this tiny little lady.
Oh, poor Ian's self-esteem.
Yeah, it was bad. Turns out, I talked to her afterward. Turns out she had been a jiu-jitsu black belt for like 10, 15 years. So I was like, extremely out of my depth.
I feel like she probably like saw you, and you're probably like, you're pretty verbal when you're feeling yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like she probably was like, I need to put this kid in his place.
Yeah, shut this little shithead up.
And so she did.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's...
more power to her.
Yeah. I remember a recent injury I had was on account of the cough that I've had lately. I don't know if I'd already told you about this, but I go to the chiropractor regularly. I went in, and I was like, yeah, my back's kind of been bugging me, but I figure it's because I haven't been able to work out in a while, just because I've had like a lung cold. And she's like, yeah, like a bunch of your ribs are like dislocated. And like it's happened once before. They weren't that bad. I remember once I had it where I thought I had a tumor because of how far, it's like where like your rib detaches off your spine. And it looked like it was like a lump on my back. And it hurt like hell when it was put back in. And then I remember I just heard a lot of extra crunching. And I was like, yeah, no, like it's kind of weird. And she said, yeah, like a lot of your ribs like weren't on, right? So that was rough. That firmly sucked ass.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and as well, if anybody, I know I have a little thing in the bottom corner here that says it, but if anybody has any topics that they're interested in hearing us talk about in chat, just, message us, or live on the Instagram.
Comment down below.
Or just, DM us on the Instagram.
Yeah, DM us.
We're lonely.
Yeah.
We need help.
Pics first.
Do you have any more dating app stories? We're talking about pics first? Feet pics first? My bad. I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot.
This is the third time
I'm sorry
that feet have come out on this podcast.
I forgot how sensitive you are about feet. I didn't mean it, Ian.
What are your thoughts on medically assisted suicide?
Way to keep it light, Ian. I feel like most people should try it at least once.
Yeah, you think so?
Just to
feel it out.
Yeah, you don't really know how you feel or think about something until you've tried something.
Yeah.
So on either end, give it a go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't necessarily think that there's firmly like a best case scenario.
Well, suicide is never the best case scenario.
Well, no, I'm just saying because it's always with circumstance where it's just so cloudy of a subject. I think that it definitely shouldn't be illegal. I think it should be legally allowed. But I feel like the capacity, because you never, it's just so tough. Because you don't know what medication is going to come out. You don't know how long this person has been suffering. You don't know what the extent of the suffering has been mentally if they can't convey it, because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, and as well, I know some people would probably view it as just a way to take a burden off a medical system, because if somebody's been in a coma for a year, it's they might just always be in a coma, or they might wake up in a week. So yeah, I don't know. It's the grayest of areas, in my opinion.
Definitely don't think it should be illegal because
you're a libertarian.
Yeah, because I'm a libertarian, and but I also believe that human life is semi sacred, because I'd go apeshit on some pedos, but also I don't think that death is a generally good idea.
Yeah, and that's fair. I'd also like to quickly remind you of the note that I put on the thing that said, "Talk like the mic is on that wall," because basically almost none of that was picked up by the microphone. I appreciate it being solemn, but yeah, I think because we semi had this debate in my psychology class today, where he was talking about my professor about a course that he was in, about the discussion of ethics in research and if the value of the life of a lab rat is distinctively distinctively less valuable than a human life.
I agree.
And whether it was or wasn't, not that it is. Well, because I think the view of it and something that, because I remember like from philosophy classes, what most people view humans as is part animal and part enlightened. Like we are not, because we are physical, but we haven't transcended in that sort of sense. Like the more religious explanations is that like the gods, like a god or the gods, whatever you view, gave us wisdom to some sense, but we still are animals.
Okay.
Like humans are referred to as the rational animal. So I think it's viewed as we have that gift of rationality, to exploit that for an experiment isn't great. But also with like the argument for pedophiles being immediately put to death is that I guess it's kind of, it can be a blessing or a curse, where either you use that rationality that most living things don't have and use that for good or evil. And
I think
that's all I got.
I think, well, like this kind of ties into like my stance on the death penalty, because like I do believe that there are crimes that you can commit where it's like, okay, like you don't get to be alive anymore. But I also don't want to give the government the power to kill people. Only corporations.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on for you.
No, I don't.
Any corporations in chat?
Yeah. No, I don't want to give the government the power to kill people. I don't want to give corporations the power to kill people.
I think that corporations in general have too much power. I think
the government has too much power.
I think that there should be another layer of government to handle transnational corporations.
How would that work? Would it be like a UN?
Well, you know how like a city exists in a province and a province exists in a country?
Yes.
It's that, but just another layer. Where one has regulatory control over the layer below, but the layer below can challenge. Like, basically, well, the UN's kind of shit, but if the UN didn't have, like, a veto power Security Council, or just, like, different formats, like, say, there's a council of representatives from each continent, like, I just feel like national interest often gets in the way of international, like, peace developments, and as well, they're more willing to excuse corporations. Call me Spencer on blast. Oh, he's winding up for this one.
I think the least amount of government that still protects the citizens is the best.
And I think that having as little, like, not having a restrictive government is important. But I feel like if it's about protecting citizens, corporations can now go over the heads of national governments. And they directly affect and impact people. So then the minimum level has gone up to that level, in my opinion.
Okay. Did you see Jason Kenney's Instagram today? He posted this thing. He was like, we got a B+ from like this organization that like ranks provinces on how like free they make like their consumers and like corporations, and like they gave us like a B- and we kept getting Fs when we had the NDP. So this is good, but it was kind of just Jason Kenney giving himself a B-.
Yeah, like that's not really a flex.
No, like you. Yeah,
it's like it's cool. Like all right, nice. As you didn't fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also, again, I didn't really pay attention too much to the provincial government during the NDP. I just remember a lot of people were really bitter about the carbon tax, and they're like, let's get rid of it, and then the federal one came.
Yes, that is actually terrible, because the provincial carbon tax was very helpful, in fact. They taxed the resource that is dying and we have a limited amount of and is destroying the environment. And they
commie fuck. They just give a pro taxation argument.
And
I know who you are anymore.
And that rebate or that tax money, I think half of it went to developing like sustainable energy. And we were on like Alberta and as a province, we were at the forefront in terms of like pushing the envelope with that money, in terms of like pushing the envelope for like renewable resources.
Yeah, which is, well, it's just because we are moving away from oil and gas. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
We are moving towards renewable energy because it's, again, oil is, cool, whatever. It is a cool short-term solution. It's not a long-term solution. And I feel like the only reason there's progress now is because companies are realizing that it's going to be a problem. There's a very strange argument I heard from a friend's parents, which was when talking about climate change. For reference, my friend was a female, and her dad is a manager at an oil rig. Okay. So he's probably trying to justify that to some extent. But his argument was that nature will correct itself if there's a problem. And then my first thought was, it'll probably correct itself by making the environment so hostile to living creatures that they die.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't have to deal with those living creatures.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Like, we're just going to...
We're kind of going to get torched.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I like it when my ass gets torched.
I love when these flaming cheeks just go up. Climate change? More like cheek change. Clap, 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 clap. Walking down the street.
I can actually never be a spy because when I walk, the clap of my ass cheeks is so loud that it would impede any sneaking.
Exactly. We've had trouble with this because we have tried to. Y'all know Watergate? Do you know Watergate?
No.
Okay, so Watergate was. Richard Nixon, president. You know he got impeached?
Yeah.
Do you know why he got impeached?
No.
It was because of Watergate.
Because he was putting stuff in the water that turned the frogs gay.
So with Watershed, what it was not Watershed, Watergate.
I've heard of it before.
Yeah, well, because what happened was he was Republican. The Democrats having this whole plan as to he was running for re-election, and he wants to know what the Democrats' plan was. And they broke into the offices and stole information about the Democrats' campaign in the next election.
Ooh.
And that's what we call illegal in the business. And then he was put on trial and impeached. But as is the way of most people that are like impeached, they just sort of, if they're going to be impeached, they just step down as president.
Yeah.
So then they aren't impeached.
It's like the classic, our CEO was a pedophile, but he didn't get fired, he just stepped down.
Gamer win.
Gamer win. And just...
Also, how is that a classic? How often does that happen?
Oh, it's just like in general, that's what happened.
Yeah, man. All those pedophile CEOs.
No, like just like
any pedophile CEOs in this. I know we asked about corporations before.
Yeah, no, just like in general, when someone is like implicated and is like definitely did this like crime, they're like, but I didn't get fired for that crime. I just stepped down because I'm a gamer like that.
We live in a strange world, which is why we need a world government to dominate everything, to regulate that sort of thing.
For those viewers that can see the visual, do you see this water bottle?
Yeah, so for the audio listeners, well, you explain what you're going to show first, and I'll give an auditory recap.
This water bottle is Caleb's fat dong.
What is... I think we can get reported for that. I think that's TOS. For the audio listeners, he took a fat suck. I also appreciate that I peeped the audio when I said fat. I have a quick debate and then a new topic.
Okay.
How many holes does a straw have? There is, I think, a correct answer.
1.
Correct.
Yes.
Some people say 2. Any 2ers in chat, please leave. Yeah. Well, because it's just a cylinder with a hole in it.
Yeah, like if you were to take a piece of paper and punch a hole through it.
Yeah, there's one hole.
Yeah, there's one hole. You can see that hole from 2 different sides, just like you can with a straw. It's just the depth of the hole in a straw is much longer.
Like for example, like your asshole. Having personally traversed in those cheeks, you go pretty far.
Yeah.
I still count as one hole. And the topic. Oh, this is an unfortunate transition topic. I was going to talk about. I had watched a somewhat report on how it was like in regards to Baby Yoda, how people feel about cuteness, and how how people are like, oh, that's so cute, I want to fucking kill it. Like,
oh yeah,
and it actually got really depressing. So the video was talking about how the aggression that comes from people that view things as cute is actually the brain not having an aneurysm, because this person, it's genuinely, because they've measured the responses, and the people that have that level of reaction, the more aggressive, is because they're having such a strong reaction to like the cuteness of the thing they're looking at. The brain needs to balance that with aggression, so their brain doesn't like implode.
Oh.
Like you're having such like a strong emotional reaction that it has to correct you.
Wild.
Which is, but I remember what I got into was the psychology of it a little bit. That's like science. That's a for sure thing. The psychology of it that gets a little depressing. This is just kind of a depressing episode all in all. We talked about some sad shit today. But the psychology as well, that was part of it, of like people that view things as cute. Because when you think of it as something that's cute, it's something that's small. Sometimes it has like big eyes, or if it's like kind of sad. It's because the view of it is that you view that as cute because it's vulnerable.
Okay.
And since it's something that's small, it needs to be protected. Like, people don't find something cute because it has a gain that is cuteness. It is void of the ability to protect itself, and that incurs cuteness as a response.
Oh, okay.
Which is like why people find babies cute. Babies can't do shit.
Some babies are fucking ugly. We don't want to protect those
That's true.
ones.
That's true.
We need to rid the gene pool of those ones.
I think that we should view ugliness just as a disease in general, and that I need to be cured of it immediately. Was there anything interesting in chat? Shout out to your girl 4C's for following. Appreciate it.
Let's get it.
Big shout out. 4C heading out, but appreciate the follow. Janer_Porter has asked a question. Is this why men are more commonly predatory to their significant others than women to theirs? Well, I would actually view it as...
I support everyone's right to catch these hands.
What I was going to say about that was I remembered another part of the video that I didn't talk about, which is that because you don't like... The stereotypical dude isn't like, oh my god, a cute puppy? That's so cute! But like a stereotypical woman is more along that line. So it's not about like the predatory, like being predatory is just feeling aggressive. Like I don't think a man that beats his wife is like, she's so cute, I just have to beat her for not getting me a beer. But with the, it's about feeling control. So by you like coddling or like say it's a cute dog, petting the cute dog, holding a baby, stuff like that, it makes you feel in control of something that doesn't have control, which then gives you control.
Okay.
So relating to that, it does, I suppose, relate to gender stereotypes of women being stereotypically more submissive. Because stereotypically women are more like, that's so cute, because cuteness gives control. Which is just whack.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Although, like, it makes sense.
It does to an extent that, like, a lot of responses and reasoning is really just people trying to gain control of their own lives, I think.
Well, like, when I think about it, like, in relation to my dog, when my dog was, like, a puppy, it was like, oh, like, he's so cute because, like, he's a puppy and kind of needs to be protected. But now that he's, like, almost fully grown...
Most people are probably scared of your dog.
Yeah, he's the size of a bear, so he's not cute anymore. He's just... he's very handsome.
You do have a handsome dog.
Yes.
Ian has a German Shepherd that...
Purebred
that could defeat most of you.
Yeah.
Because he'd have a Gatling rifle. He's a powerful dog. I feel like your dog could handle weaponry.
Probably.
Like, Lincoln is the name of his dog, is definitely strapped.
Oh, he is 110% strapped.
As am I. I think. We whipping out the Uzi.
Oh.
Going off. Ooh, take a fat hit of the Uzi. We're doing good. Doing new topic? Or is it just more you being upset about Simpson Frozen?
I love Frozen.
Do you genuinely?
No.
No? What movie do you love? What's your... If you only had to watch one film for the rest of your life, what would it be?
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight? It is solid.
I absolutely love The Dark Knight.
Do you want to know a fun story with The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
So, you know, like how
Spencer has actually committed all the crimes in that movie.
The Joker the entire character was based on genuine crimes I have committed. It is an exceptional film. But, you know, my current girlfriend, Veronica, we were friends for a while. I was dating somebody else at a different time while we were still friends.
Yeah.
And then dumped her because she was a B-word, also known as a bitch. I'm not bitter.
The next 10 minutes will be us shitting on our exes.
Oh, that would be... I think that's a good segment. I'm going to be real. That'd be a good segment. But my current girlfriend, I invited... There was a party at my house. It was for my birthday when I turned 18. So I was like, I was getting sauced up. And she like, kind of like got with a guy at my party. And it like, wasn't really a thing because he was like a simp. Like basically like they made out like a little, and he also vaped in my room.
Oh, that's very disrespectful.
Especially because I'm an asthmatic, and my one rule was don't vape in my fucking house. Like genuinely, if you want to like vomit, just do it in the toilet. Yeah. Drink all you want, do whatever you want. If it's like legal, if it's not, don't tell me. Like that was the rules. And motherfucker vaped in my house. What a dickhead. But they were like on the couch watching TV. And he's like, I'm going to show you the greatest cinematic masterpiece of all history. And then whipped out The Dark Knight.
Fuck. Now it can't be my favorite movie.
He then started... Well, again, it is a great movie. And he was also, for reference, dressed up as Tracer and had the makeup of a woman. Which is... I
feel like
genuinely, I've seen this man without the makeup. And it is a disappointment compared to it. No offense to the man. But... yeah, also a bit of a beta. Like, it's an amazing film. There's no doubt about that. It is, in many ways, a masterpiece. It is not the greatest film ever made. Like, if you were to be, like, a cinematic buff, there's things that have more complex plots. There's stuff that, like, it's a good-sized film that has incredible acting and really good writing.
Heath Ledger as the Joker is fantastic, and you know I'm a gang weeder.
Oh yeah, gang weed society. Gang weed society.
Yeah,
we live in a gang weed society.
Yeah, gang weed society. I really like that performance, and I kind of like, because one of my things is like part of the reason why I like started like to work out. Was
because Batman?
Just because no. Because I think that like if everything goes to shit, you're gonna be good if you're strong and if you can fight.
Yeah, that's sort of like that's honestly part of why like I'm obviously not nearly as strong or good at combat as you are, but like I have a similar mentality where being stronger and in shape has never once been a reason why something has gone poorly. It's usually like, I was going to try to do this, but I wasn't physically able, or I just got the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
Which is never a good time. Do you want to do a little segment talking shit about our ex-girlfriends?
I wanted to say that I firmly believe that every single, men particularly, because men are usually the ones who want to fight. Men particularly, every single man should get the shit kicked out of them, at least once.
That's fair. Have you?
Sparring, yes.
Not in these streets.
Not in the streets, because I run these streets. These streets of Sure White Park. Let's get it. Not in sparring, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the other day, I was boxing with my boxing instructor.
Yeah,
and he just beat the shit out of me. It's like, keep your hands. He was like, keep your hands up. Blah. Keep your hands up. Blah.
They ain't up yet. They ain't up yet. And then you just standing there, concussed out of your mind. It's just like, where are my hands?
I was actually on the ground, and it was a ground and pound, which is not allowed in boxing.
Ian died that day.
It was I actually really enjoy the boxing class because the boxing instructor is this super like chill guy, like fun to be around, and he just plays like such good music like all the time. Like he played what's the College Dropout album during our last class. It was so good. We were just like, Jesus walks, God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down.
Ooh, Ian dropping bars in chat.
Jesus walk with me.
And man's just beating to the gospel.
West is young and restless. I can't say the next part.
I really want to see like white people covers of like all rap music, and it's just really uncomfortable silence anytime the N-word comes in.
Or it's just like,
it's like Jesus Christ is my
Jesus Christ is my African American friend that I respect.
Oh yeah, massively overcompensating.
Yeah.
I feel like all these amazing methods.
Yes.
Fuck, I was gonna say something, and then it just went away.
I mean, that happens to me on like
I know, I've met you before. That is a very common occurrence. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about. I met with a new client today, and they were showing me like the house, the routine. They had some books. And out of nowhere, like, we were just chatting, and then, like, she's like, oh, yeah, this is the kids' books. We are Catholic, so there's some Jesus books. And I was like, what is that? I just saw Dr. Seuss. I was vibing.
That is the holy text.
Bro, I pray to the Grinch every night to steal these cheeks. Yeah. But that little, just cock tease, the one that has cuckolded me, Cindy Lou, who snatched the Grinch away from me. Man, that green boy, sexual awakening, no doubt.
Oh yeah, that's when Spencer realized he was bisexual.
Yeah, that was genuinely the moment. Definitely not James Charles's Instagram, which I'm not proud of, because that wouldn't be it. Because that's not the reason.
Yeah, obviously. That's not why this has come up for the second time.
Today or on the podcast?
Yeah, on the podcast.
Oh yeah, are we keeping track?
Oh, I am.
You keep of how many times we mention feet?
James Charles Instagram.
James Charles, bro. Any gay men in chat? I'd recommend it. Or straight men that just want to see a good ass. James Charles.
Oh, the Bamboozler. The Bamboozler says James Charles. Bamboozler.
Nice. Caleb is interested in those cheeks, as he should be. Did I have? Oh yeah. Looking at we live in the information age. There's a lot of interesting stuff in the world. What is the most mediocre invention that you can think of?
I don't know. The one that I thought is like just like stupid and like shitty.
But
it's like that stupid thing where like instead of using toilet paper, you just squat over a slightly smaller toilet and it like just
what the fuck are you
shoots
talking
water up your ass.
Oh, like a bidet?
Yeah.
I think you're still supposed to wipe with a bidet. Ian, have you not been wiping?
No, I've only ever seen, like, I've never actually, like, been in a bathroom that has a bidet. I've only ever, like, seen them on, like, Love It or Listed or Property Brothers.
Yeah, the only shows Ian watches.
Yes.
He watches Marvel films and Property Brothers. There is one of those...
Those are some hot dudes. Have you seen them?
I have. Bro, you were already on this topic. I have. No, they ain't my type. But there's this one property show. It's like millionaires that are going to buy a house now that they have a bunch of money. And there's this very, like, gay Florida guy. Also, I was hanging out with a lesbian today. And I have agreed, the people that hate gay people the most are other gay people that aren't annoying. Because it's terrible. Genuinely. Like, a lot of gay people are the worst. But to be fair, it's spurred from just, like, it was pretty hard to be gay for a long time. So, like, people view it as, like, a relevant thing about them, so they share it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But equality is about that stuff not being really relevant to your
Yeah.
character. It's about being relevant to, what's relevant about you is what you can bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Not, do you like putting things in you? Do you like putting things in other people?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. Who cares?
What I bring to the table is a fat dick.
I'm just gonna let that sit. I'm gonna let that marinate with the chat. Yeah. No, we're not done marinating.
Oh,
I forgot.
I was talking to this guy, like someone that I
Mhm.
didn't, like I don't know. I was just like passively having like a chat with them.
Yeah, and then they just grabbed hard.
No, he somehow, like he was like busting to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, like I don't, like somehow he like worked it in through like a recent event that happened in terms of like, I think it was like a recent Pride event that he was talking about.
Okay.
And he was like, I don't hate gay people. I just don't want to, like, I don't want to have to see them or like hear about them
Mhm.
or like, and I was like, so wait, I was like, so you do hate them?
He's like, no, I don't hate
I don't
them.
hate them.
I'm just physically disgusted by
Yes,
them.
it's
Oh,
like-
so you hate them. No, I don't. I would never say that about gay people. But
But-
I have all the traits of hating them, but I'm also not going to say it. Which is
it's
a
like that
strong man move.
Yeah, it's like that classic, like, I'm not racist, but
When you think about it,
input racially charged sentenced here.
man, let's talk about the. I forget if I think it's the Atlantic. I can check. I have a map. The Atlantic slave trade.
The Atlantic slave.
And how just fucked that was, because it's there's generally a misconception that white people would go to Africa, snag black people, and take them back. What had happened was I'm sure you know this, but at the time, like enslavement in Africa was pretty common as a it wasn't like common. Like generally, they weren't viewed as like non-human though. I think they talked about how the Aztecs had a similar form of slavery, where it's like indentured servitude, where you can either buy your way out of slavery or you can still like be politically active. But then they're like, yo, we got these guys, they're technically ours. And also, fun fact, the only reason why they went to Africa to get slaves is because they kept killing the natives because of the diseases, so they couldn't enslave them properly. Genuinely, when the people first, whether they tried to enslave North American natives, and they couldn't because they just keep dying from the diseases.
And that's imperialism.
That is prime time imperialism. But then it just like devolved into this whole fucked thing of how, as opposed to enslavement being like a byproduct of if you conquer a village, you don't kill everybody, you just make them indentured servitude people. But then people would have wars, like African kingdoms would have wars for the sake of that, and then they'd be paid with armaments from these traders. So that is probably that's what most people attribute to why Africa is viewed as a very much developing continent. Well, there's lots of Africa that isn't. Again, it's very nice that there's a map over here. Egypt's fairly developed. Algeria, Libya.
I want to see the pyramids.
They seem cool. They're big. They're pointy. They're triangles.
Yeah.
They're a big ass grave.
Yeah, I just really like the concept of someone
Flexing your tombstone.
Yeah, flexing your tombstone, as well as someone walking out into the desert and just being like, you know what this needs?
Big ass
Giant
triangle.
fucking triangles.
And then there's the one dude who's like, you know what I need? Big cat. I need
Yeah,
a big
just
cat thing.
this-
Middle of the desert.
Yeah.
This wasteland of life where it is dry. It's unbearable for most people.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna build a big fucking cat. I'm gonna call it a sphincter, but I'm gonna shorten it to Sphinx. Because you know what? Cat buttholes are funny.
Yeah,
And yeah, I feel like we should just write a history book
we should.
based purely on assumptions.
Yeah. Let us know in chat if we made OnlyFans if you would subscribe.
Yes, we are having this plan. Ian and I were going to make an OnlyFans. For those of you who don't know, that's where Instagram thoughts put pictures of themselves naked for money.
The Bamboozler says yes in all caps.
But we would of course have wholesome content.
Yes.
If we found a picture of a cool bird, we put it on there. If we're having just a really beautiful day,
Yeah, I would
take a picture of the sunset,
I would do
sunrise.
a weekly inspirational Bible message.
Exactly. Only fans Bible message. But it's like the verse is like edited just onto your dick. God. Oh, wait, were you gonna get a tattoo of a Bible verse? I know that was something that you'd consider
Yes,
for a long time.
I probably still will. I'm just I'm unsure as to where I want it because I want.
Bro, we just said you're gonna put it on your dick.
Yeah. I want
it. Talk like Mike is there.
I want I want a lot of tattoos. I want
As
at
do I.
least one full arm sleeve. I want at least, actually, probably only one full leg sleeve. I would like a couple different back pieces, and then maybe either another full arm sleeve or some just like spaced out pieces on my arm. And in terms of like thinking about like just getting tattoos in the future, where could I put that it wouldn't interfere with the flow of me turning it into a sleeve?
With like, where did you want to have like the quote on your arm?
No, just like,
because I think like generally, I think a cool spot for that could be like once you have more tattoos, like on like under your collarbone, like on your chest, like below your, like obviously not on your neck, but below it, or like if it's longer, like along your shoulder at the top back, kind of like a John Wick style thing. Because honestly, like genuinely, John Wick, like that film made me want to get like I only want like small pieces scattered throughout me, but that made me want to get a big fucking back piece because that is baller as hell. Ooh, Junior Porter says on your forehead. There was a lot of real estate.
Yeah, there's a lot of real estate up there, so I think I'll be saving it for a bigger piece.
Frankly, you get the whole Bible printed on there twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we should have one more topic. I feel like I'm getting tired. I feel like we're running low on steam. Let's do one more solid topic.
We're gonna do
Talk about how Jeffrey Epstein's still alive.
Jeffrey Epstein.
No, shit, that was last podcast. What do you think is going to happen? Predict an event that's going to happen in exactly 7 years.
Exactly 7 years.
Yeah, off the cuff. Predict an event.
January.
Not related to anything, just what's going to happen 7 years.
January in 7
I think in
Conor
7 years.
McGregor will be the 12 division champion, including all 4 women divisions.
No doubt, no doubt. I think that in 7 years, somebody will be born named Jeremiah.
Okay.
And they will eventually grow to be the next Hitler. And if we don't start planning to kill him now, that's going to be a problem. So I think any chatters out there, plot to kill the next Jeremiah. And I feel like that'll be the episode.
Check out, we're going to be doing the same thing next week, probably about the same time. The Bamboozler will be on the podcast.
Yeah, we're going to have Caleb, our first guest on. I'm going to figure out how the fuck we're going to format that with seating more than anything.
Yeah, he will be on the podcast. It will be a banging time. I hear that he is preparing a Gamers Unite speech.
Oh, okay.
So
we're gonna get it. We're gonna rank the speech. I'm gonna find the Alberta Debate and Speech Association's guidelines for grading that speech.
Okay. I am actually a multiple-time speaking champion.
Genuinely?
No cap. Oh yeah.
No cap.
No, I have awards that I can show you.
Oh, sick. I also have awards from debate tournaments where they would also have speaking tournaments, so I knew what the rubric was, but I just did debate instead because I like arguing with people due to an unstable home life. So we're gonna call that it for the podcast today. Did you have any final words, or you want to say goodnight to the good people?
Check out the
IG. Check out the Instagram. It's Always Saturday Podcast.
Yeah.
Same title on YouTube. We're gonna upload this as well in case you missed any bits. Had to go cook your mom dinner like a good child, which you should. If you haven't in a while,
do it.
Yeah,
she's done a lot for you.
Even if your mother's passed away, that's unfortunate. But dead people got to eat.
Yeah.
That's why they stay in there.
Yes.
They're tired. They don't have enough food.
Exactly.
So yeah, feed your local graveyard, and I think that's a good night, everybody. Follow the Instagram.
Yeah,
We'll see you gamers next
Fuckboy
time.
Ian will intro you out. Aha! 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 Aha!
Let's see how long you can do this for. Alright, good night, everybody.